Talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you 9 ways to protect your child from predators or sexual abuse. So today's video is not going to be as lighthearted or fun as most of my videos typically are, because this is an incredibly serious topic, and I've actually been praying about making this video for over a year and just believe that God put this topic on my heart to speak about. The more I learn about this topic, the more I feel conviction to just share some of the research I'm learning with others, so that maybe one more kid could be protected, or one more parent has the knowledge that they maybe didn't have before. And I'm gonna start off by sharing with you some really staggering statistics. This is really hard to hear. 1 in 9 girls, or 1 in 53 boys, under the age of 18 has experienced sexual abuse at the hands of an adult. 82% of all victims under 18 are female. Victims are more likely than non-victims to experience the following mental health challenges: about 4 times more likely to develop symptoms of drug abuse, about 4 times more likely to experience PTSD as adults, about 3 times more likely to experience a major depressive episode as adults. This next one I think is so important. Amongst the cases of child sexual abuse reported to law enforcement, 93% of the victims know who their perpetrator is. In that 93%, the breakdown is 34% are family members, 59% are acquaintances, and 7% are strangers. All this information makes my heart so heavy and burdened to hear it. I know that this is not easy to take in, but my hope is that you do stick around for the rest of the video to learn some different ways that you can.
Ladies and gentlemen, your brother, voice of reason, aka Zoe Williams, back in the building. Heavy, heavy conversation tonight. To love a potential predator. I'm asking you to join the conversation. I'm asking you to join the conversation. It's important. I am the father of 3 adult children. I have 1 daughter and I have 2 boys. Okay? And let me tell you something. All throughout school, my footsteps loomed large. They knew when Mr. Williams was on campus. I didn't let no teachers disrespect my children. I remember when my daughter was in the 1st grade and she got moved up to the 3rd grade. And I had a conversation with the principal. I said, listen, I hope you're not doing this just to meet the 3rd grader quota. I hope you're moving her to the 3rd grade because she's shown the aptitude to do well in the 3rd grade. I hope this isn't about getting more money, because, you know, every student that sits in a seat represents a certain amount of money that is allotted for that particular grade, for that particular school. So I said, hey, I hope this ain't reindeer games. No, Prima, she's so wonderful and she's smart. And I said, okay. They put her in the class. And, they gave her something, and you know the 2nd grade is very important in terms of educational development, right? There's stuff in the second grade you can't miss. She hadn't got it yet. The lady gave her third grade work. Prima struggled. I'm saying her name like we just haven't, like it's just you and me. I don't mean to put my daughter out there. Anyway, she struggled, and the teacher said to her, I knew you'd be the first one to choke. When I tell you I descended on, I ain't gonna tell you what I said. I ain't gonna tell you what I said to the black principal and the Asian teacher. I ain't gonna tell you what I said. But when I tell you I descended on that school like a lightning rod from God himself. I was Daddy Lightning. I told her, mama, don't you, this on me. Boy, Matt Barnes, I was on fire. You're not finna disrespect my child. You understand? I said, who are you? Who do you think you are? You think you're special because you're a teacher? You look miserable. You shouldn't be around children. You can harm their souls. You should be inspiring them instead of discouraging them. I'm ashamed of you. You shouldn't even be here. You're beneath my child and me and the rest of these students. And I'm going to tell you, I gave her even more choice words. Oh, yeah, they put her back in the first grade. And we had fun and we moved on from that school. I'm just saying, you got to let people know having access to our children is a privilege that can be revoked at the first sign of disrespect. Do you understand? The first sign of minimization. Oh, I got stories for all my kids. You understand me? I got stories for all of them. My oldest son was disrespected by his high school head coach because the coach was mad that he couldn't play because he was coming off of knee surgery 6 months prior. He wanted to run him in the ground. I said, no, this kid is going to Auburn. You're going to play him 15 minutes a game and that's it. So the coach, my son was messing up in school. I'll tell you the truth. He was messing up in school. So the coach put him in an extra English class to make up. He made up the English class, but in the class that the coach put him in, it conflicted with practice. I sent the coach letters. Hey, you do know that New didn't make it to practice today because of the class you put him in. Coach didn't want to respond. But then New finished the work, then came to practice, came to 2 practices before the next game. Do you know the next game, I think it was he was a senior. This is the only D1 prospect on your team. This is the leader of your team. Coach did not play him at all the whole game. He had 50 family members there to see him play. And the coach was just being he was being sensitive. He was being controlling. He was mad that the kid blew up and he had nothing to do with it really because he blew up in the summer. Had nothing to do with it. Man didn't play my kid. So at the end of the game, I'm talking to the assistant coaches. I say, you know this BS, right? I'm just giving you an example of how I am as a father. I said, you know this is BS, right? I didn't say BS. I used the actual words. I said, you know this is BS, right? The way he treats my kid. My kid is supposed to be the starting point guard. He let a freshman come in because his father was some rich lawyer that bought us a new gym and new uniforms. So he let the freshman start at point guard when you got a kid with 50 offers from major D1 schools. So I'm grilling the coaches, right? I'm grilling them. I'm grilling them. And the head coach is off to the left. And I see him fake talking to another parent, but he's glancing up at me. He's glancing because he know. He's like, Zoe is heated. Zoe is on fire tonight. Zoe is, oh my God. So then he finally walks over. And I said, you know, you full of, you know what the rest was. And then he was like, what did I do? What did I do? And this is what set me off. I'm telling you, this was a whole ordeal. This is what set me off. I was talking to him, and then he said, you know what, I'm not listening to this. I'm out of here. And in that moment, Zoe Williams, I don't know if you've been to Santa Monica High School, but they have a sunken gym, and the seats are elevated, right? They're like stair-step seats, and they're elevated. Let me tell you something. I grabbed the rail, and my homeboy was standing right there. I grabbed the rail and leaped over the rail and landed right in front of him. I said, you a yellow-back coward, and you teaching these kids to be coward. And I gave, cussed him out real good. I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible. But he got in trouble because I wrote a letter to the superintendent and showed him all of the text messages that he refused to answer and all the letters and correspondence that I gave. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a parent, you got to be present. And sometimes you got to pop off because people will disrespect your kids. People will try to abuse your kids. People will try to marginalize your kids. Not on my watch. And the same happens when we bring in sketchy characters because we refuse to be lonely. Or we so desperate to have somebody, you understand what I'm saying, in our lives that we'll tolerate toxicity around our kids. No, not me. So you better learn how to be skeptical. Being skeptical of a potential lover who could be an undercover child predator is a responsible approach to protecting our children. By trusting our instincts, educating our children about personal safety, striking a balance between fairness and safety, understanding legal obligations, and fostering open communication, we can navigate this complex terrain. This topography doesn't have to be difficult to navigate if we do these things. Remember, the safety and well-being of our children should always be top priority. And taking proactive steps is essential in nurturing love and protecting innocence. Man, let me tell you something. I policed the streets when my son was coming up. In Inglewood, I met all of the young little gang members and we talked every day. What you doing? I told one gang member, I said, how long you gonna do this? I said, what are you doing to make money? Oh, I sell dope. I said, well, guess what? That ain't gonna last long. You need to put that you need to buy some ATMs. You need an exit plan. You need to figure out if you might want to get a franchise, buy some wing stops. You can't do this forever, sir. I police the streets. And that's why nobody ever messed with my kids. Ever. Because I was out in the streets with them. Do you understand? So many people, man, so many people will allow some of the most toxic people you can imagine around their children and then get mad when something happens. You didn't vet them. That's part of protecting your kids. Vetting your significant others that aren't their parent. It's really that simple. We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here, but I got to go forward first. When I come forward, you're going to talk to some folks around the country.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
IRS. Those are three letters that many of us worry about. If you find yourself worrying about your IRS tax problems, it's time to call Allies Tax Relief. Their team of tax professionals are ready to fight the IRS to get you the fresh start you deserve. Do you owe the IRS $8,000 or more? Do you have unfiled tax returns? Are you going through an audit and feeling overwhelmed? Allies Tax Relief will resolve all your tax problems. Their team of tax attorneys, enrolled agents, and CPAs have been resolving tax matters just like yours for over 30 years. Whether it's personal or business tax matters, Allies Tax Relief will protect you from your paychecks being garnished, your bank accounts being levied, or your assets being seized by the IRS. Call today for a free consultation. 800-983-9489. 800-983-9489. That's 800-983-9489. Or visit AlliesTaxRelief.com.
When my family does Walt Disney World Resort, we do it big.
Bippity boppity big, like Cinderella Castle.
Uh-huh, big, like those juicy turkey legs from Gaston's Tavern.
It doesn't get any bigger than the Tam Tam Drummers. Get it, Grandma?
Yeah, and big like Goofy's kicks. Yup.
It's your world, so do it big at Walt Disney World Resort.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition, and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit AfricanFocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Turn it off. Just turn it off. What in the world? The boy married the girl. He was 27. She was, 15 or something? We got to keep these type of people away from our children. Come on. We've got to start listening to our kids, man. When our kids bring something to us that's shady about our significant other, we got to... How many times you hear people choosing the significant other's word? You gonna choose her word over mine? Yes, that's my child. Come on now. Come on. We got to protect the children. All right? Tonight's topic is a heater. We got people lined up ready to talk. Let's get them in here. Truemonger was making his final statement. Get in here, True.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're right. You gotta listen to your kids, but you also, on the flip side of that, you gotta know when your kids are trying to play you, because there are some teens who like creating a mess, and they know exactly what they're doing by messing with an older cat or messing with someone their father or their mother might be dating. Because nowadays you don't know which way a kid will swing. And they out there being fast. And then they mess around and get caught up. But at the end of the day, you gotta pay attention to who you're seeing, who you're in a relationship with. I don't care how long it's been. You're always in a filling out process. That part never ends, really. regardless if it's been a few months or a few years. A few years really isn't a long time. It might seem like that, but it's not. So you always got to be paying attention.
No, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. Let me just say this. I appreciate you for calling. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building, man. This is a heavy topic. I know I bring high energy. I know I bring a vibe in here, you know, but this is personal. This is serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I care so much about my children. My children gave me my identity as a person. Before, I was just living and doing and moving and shaking. And when my children came into my life, when I brought them into my life, they gave me purpose. They gave me focus. They gave me strength. They gave me fortitude. And I'd be damned if I let anybody sully their spirit. Do you understand? Listen, I was raised in a foster care situation and then sent back to my mother in the projects in Chattanooga. Man, I was marginalized and minimized and forgotten and left for dead all the time. I said, this is not going to happen to mine. Especially not at the hands of somebody that's supposed to be my woman, my significant other. What?
Right.
Man, you better check everybody that come around your kids. Let me just say, Truemonger, thank you. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you. We've got another caller on the line. Let's get him in here. Let's get this conversation cooking. Attila from Houston, Texas. Let's go. I'm still waiting on LA to show up. Let's go.
What up, Unc? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Today's a good day. It's a good day. Texas gang. I just wanted to address a few things.
Please.
So first, I feel like whatever issues, sins you don't fix, right, as an adult, they're going to be repeated in your progeny, right? So your kids are suffering based on the things that you have not, you failed to basically fix, right? So if you've got like this neediness or you're looking for love or whatever the case may be, and you essentially find yourself in one of these situations with a predator, your kids are going to be harmed, right? I feel like that kind of goes without saying, but there's a spiritual component to this too. The second thing, True made a statement about kids fast. Kids are not fast. They are looking for guidance. They're looking for affirmation. They're looking for love. And they're looking for it a lot of times in the wrong places. If a child is lacking a father in the home, they'll go to the nearest male that they see. I've literally seen kids do this. And so that's all. Adults.
Attila, you're breaking up. Let's get your signal together, hon. You're breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
We're losing Attila. Oh no.
Hello?
We got you.
Hello?
Okay. All right, we got you back.
You
Come
can
on.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, my bad. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So basically, so the kids are gravitating towards males that they feel can give them that affirmation. They're not fast. I wish we would stop saying that. That's like a misconception. They need that love. They got to get it. They're going to get it somewhere, right? Is that not what we do as adults? Right? So there's that. And then I think the last thing I want to say is that the way I was raised, and I don't know if this is like a new parenting style, but my parents, they don't play that. Even now, my dad still tracks my Apple devices to this day. So I'm just saying, I don't know. You got to know where your kids are at, know what they're doing on social media. It's just, anyway.
Yeah, but you also got to know who you bring into their lives.
Yes.
I mean, because their lives could irrevocably change based on one bad choice. One bad choice. Next thing you know, your kids are destroyed because you didn't vet this person out. Do you have kids, Attila?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I teach kids though a lot.
If you had some children, right? How would you protect them? How would you vet out the person? And how would you say, okay, let me introduce my kids to? What would be the necessary criteria that must be met if you were to introduce your significant other to your children? Go.
First thing thing I'm going to look at is character, right? So, like, if this person is a liar, if they don't have integrity, right, I can't trust you around my kids. That's going to be a problem. If something happens and you're a liar, you lying about it, that's the absolute no. The same values that I'm instilling in them, that I want in my household, that's what I would expect in my partner. So I would essentially ask questions or even kind of watch how they navigate scenarios to see if they're really about what they say they're about. With me first. If I can't even trust you with me, why would I trust you with them?
But see, this goes back to that point before about timing, because we outlined some points. And timing, in this situation, a person can act for a while. And you got to remember something about the actor. When a person is acting, when they're being inauthentic, right, to gain something from a person, to get something from a person, to get in with a person, you got to remember this about that kind of actor. It's almost like holding your breath, because you got to keep the act up. This is why parents shouldn't rush into, oh, I've seen enough. Okay, he's been around long enough. No, long enough might not be enough. You might need to go double time, triple time, just to see how long they can keep up the act. What are your thoughts?
Right. No, I think you're exactly right. I mean, another thing you can do is kind of withhold the things that you might normally give in a relationship, right? So I hate to say it, but intimacy, physical intimacy, right? Withhold that. Don't give them any money, right? So the things that I think that, again, you would follow in a normal dating pattern to protect yourself, I say double that, right? So if there are no benefits that they're getting outside of just getting to know you, I don't really think a person can fake it for that long, because what are you getting out of the situation besides talking to me?
They'll be like, it's time to go. There's
Well,
nothing
like,
here.
I
thought the prospects were good around here. No, they're not, sir.
You can only
ma'am.
do that for so long.
Right.
You know, you can only do that for so long. So at the end of the day, I mean, I think we just need to be more vigilant. We cannot, this is not a time to basically lean into your wounds and say, well, I just want to be held. Like, hold yourself. Like, it's just, I don't know. Healing should be number one for yourself. Like, you should be literally working on healing yourself all the time. Like, that's the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning, besides giving thanks to the Most High, is that. So I don't understand this, like, kind of carelessness when it comes to your children. But to me, that just shows they're careless with themselves as well. Like, it's just your bad judgment call all the way around. And it's not to shame people. It's just to say that, again, you've got to deal with your sins and your wounds, or else they're going to deal with your kids.
Now, let me ask you this. When does the significant other get to take your 16-year-old son to basketball practice without you? When does your significant other get to take your 14-year-old daughter anywhere without you? Hold that thought. When we come forward, more from Attila out of Houston, Texas.
That flows within. I don't mean to be bold, but I gotta let you know I got a thing for you, and I can't let go.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. More than half of Americans believe President Biden's policies are making the economy worse. A new CNN poll finds 58% of those surveyed said Biden's policies have worsened economic conditions in the U.S. That's compared to 24% who said his policies are improving the economy, and 18% said his policies had no effect. Suspected Chinese operatives are using AI-generated images to pose as American voters online and spread disinformation. That's according to Microsoft analysts. Microsoft says operatives posted images using artificial intelligence designed to provoke, including images of the Statue of Liberty holding a gun or Black Lives Matter graphics. On this day in world history in 1986, Bishop Desmond Tutu became the first black archbishop of Cape Town, South Africa. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys to speak with a real expert attorney for a free consultation.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
Dominique DePrima here. Having a good credit score is one critical step to obtain a loan to buy a home. But did you know that your credit score is just one factor in getting a mortgage loan? Think about this. Lenders also consider your income, your employment history, current monthly debts, the size of the loan, and the amount of your down payment. Whatever your financial goals, U.S. Bank Access Commitment Initiatives support you in reaching them. Access your personal financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for education as a right, not a privilege. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private, non-profit, community-founded, student-centered university committed to cultivating diverse health profession leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations. CDU does this through outstanding education, clinical service, and community engagement. Recently, Charles Drew University made history by opening only the 5th medical school at an historically black university. Congratulations, South LA, and congratulations to the dean of the medical school, Dr. Deborah Protho-Stith. CDU is now training doctors and providing $90 million in annual economic benefit to Watts and surrounding neighborhoods. To apply for medical school, get more information, or sign your child up for the Junior Doctors Saturday School program, visit cdrewu.edu. That's cdrewu.edu. At KBLA, we are dedicated to equity in education and ending healthcare apartheid, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Baby, I don't wanna hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess to you. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. With a little bump and grind. Nothing wrong, baby. Hey, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. With a little bump and grind. Hey,
A Franklin man accused of sexually abusing two brothers. He was their church driver and became a trusted family friend. That man now spending his time in federal court accused of aggravated sexual abuse involving minors. Many people now wondering, how did this happen? Tonight, 9 is on your side. Our Roseanne Aragon spoke with an expert who says there were several red flags in this case. Roseanne?
Carol, they called this man a sexual predator, and they said he used lies and manipulations to get to the child. Now, tonight I spoke with a psychologist who takes us into the mind of a predator and shows us some signs that parents can look out for to keep their family safe.
It seemed like the perfect storm of deception. This man, 46-year-old Jory Leedy, lied about his name and volunteered as a church bus driver. It would be on that bus where he met two brothers, 7 and 8 years old, and eventually abused them.
They look for an opportunity to, in a sense, have access.
Psychologist Dr. Stuart Bassman works with perpetrators and survivors daily.
One of the ways they do this is through the process called grooming.
In this cookie-cutter case, he says the perpetrator gains the trust of the family. Leedy took the kids on trips, bought them gifts, and the family a car.
They might do favors, they might do very charitable things for the children, for the parents, but their aim is not to help.
Investigators say Leedy got so close he became a father figure, eventually taking the boys to hotels where the crimes were committed. They say the parents couldn't find his background.
They're, in a sense, going to lie. And that is the part of the thrill of the person who molests a child.
Experts say many times the abuser isn't a stranger, and parents should have a healthy dose of skepticism for who cares for their child.
Going with the assumption of saying, help me to understand why I should trust you.
He says you can't rely on anyone else for a background check. Perhaps the best solution, having an open relationship with the child so they know boundaries and feel safe to tell you if they're violated.
Believe the child. Understand that the child is going to come to believe that it's their fault, that they're going to feel shame and embarrassment, which keeps them an emotional hostage.
Now, for now, Leedy is behind.
Wow. Wow, some of the same points we highlighted tonight. This is, man, you have to be careful of who you introduce to your children, especially if you're not doing your due diligence with regards to vetting out the person. You can't rush it, you can't force it, and if your child shows the tiniest inclination of uncomfortability, you got to go with your child over your sex drive, your loins, your loneliness, or whatever it might be. You got to go with the kid every time. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers from all over the country. Let's get them in here. Let's get them in here. Let's get them in here. Attila, jump back in here and finish your final thought, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Talk to us.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So heal your wounds, people. Stop expecting someone else to do it, because all you're doing is putting your kids in danger. They do not need that. They need protection, love, and guidance, not somebody preying on them who's also preying on you.
Wow. Wow. We appreciate the call. You brought Houston, Texas in the building. Look, if you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. You know the deal. You know the routine. You know the process. 1-800-920-1580. Get to the lines. Get to the lines. I want to talk to you tonight. It's the night. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado. Jump in here.
Peace, though.
Yes, ma'am. How are you? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
I'm good, thank you. You're stretching me with this topic.
I'm stressing you?
Stretching.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So I'm a breathe because I deal with a lot of anger with this subject because I didn't get the support that I needed.
Breathe it out. Breathe it out, Callie. Breathe it out. You good. Breathe it out, baby. Breathe it out.
I was sent away because I wasn't believed by the most important person that I needed to believe me, which was my mother. So I have questions. I'm like, what does the vetting process look like? If there was ever a manual that needs to be written or a program to teach parents what to look out for, and to know whether or not your child is telling the truth or if they're lying. Because I'm like, y'all, they lock people away for dealing drugs and stuff, and that's a terrible thing. But I'm like, predators? I don't know if there's recovery for them, and I know that we all deserve a chance, and healing is possible. But if there were ever people that don't need to be let back out into society, they give us these letters and say, just so you know, you got a predator living in your neighborhood. And it's like, is that really fair? Is that really fair?
Do me a favor. Just breathe. Just breathe for 1 second. Take a breath. And as you're breathing, I'm just going to tell you, I love you. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are approved of. And on this show, you are heard. We hear you. You understand? We hear you.
Yes.
And you are safe here. Please understand, you are safe. And not only are you safe, first off, you strong as hell. Do you understand? To call in here and share this with me tonight exemplifies your strength. So please understand, I know this is tough to talk about, but you did it, and you are loved whether you did it or not, okay?
I appreciate you.
All right, we appreciate you too.
Thanks for covering stuff like this, because this is the stuff. This is a subject that we really need to work on and look more into very deeply, because it does a lot of damage.
Yes, yes.
Does a lot of damage.
We love you, Callie. Thank you for calling, baby. Thank you. Callie Soul. I'm not trying to rush her off the phone like she said I did the other day, but that's heavy. I love Callie, man, and I don't want to see her hurt. And for all those parents out there who ignore when your child comes to you, shame on you. Ensuring that your children feel heard and valued in your decision-making process is paramount. Children have unique perspectives and instincts that should not be dismissed, diminished, disrespected, or disregarded. Encourage open conversation about your love life and any discomfort they may feel. Validate their feelings and reassure them that their safety is your top priority, mama, daddy. By involving them in the discussion, you empower them and strengthen the family bond. You better not choose the side, right, of a lover over your lineage. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. We got callers. We got Carl from Los Angeles. He's up next. And then we got Samantha, who called back in from Culver City. When I come forward, I'm going to take both their calls.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hello, I'm Kate Levy. When I was just 10 years old, I lost my father, Joe, in the 9/11 attacks at the World Trade Center. He was a lieutenant in the New York City Fire Department. For 9/11 this year, now a National Day of Service, I'll be doing what my dad loved to do, helping others in need. Please join me by doing your own good deed that day. Visit 911day.org to learn more.
If you're a veteran with a service-connected disability that is directly impacting your ability to work, resources are available to help you find employment. VA's Veteran Readiness and Employment, or VR&E, can assist you with finding a job that uses your existing skills. Or, if you're interested in exploring a new field, a VR&E counselor can help you determine the right education or training options for a new career. Find out if VR&E is right for you by visiting va.gov/VRE today.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
You know you want some more. More. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
My friends and family, the Voice of Reason is back in the building. We've come full circle after having come forward. Live from KBLA Talk 1580, Tavis Smiley is doing an amazing job over here. The content is top shelf. Everybody's show is cooking. We on fire all week long, every day, all throughout the day. Man, I'm excited, man. It's a heavy topic tonight. And a lot of people have called in, and I just want to say thank you all for being so transparent and so open and so honest, because you've proven to the world who might be reluctant to call in that this is indeed a safe space to share. Tonight's topic, to love a potential predator. When should you bring this person into your the heliosphere of your children? You need to figure out if they are a potential predator. How do you do it? You vet them out. How do you do that? We're going to ask for therapy. We're going to do background checks. We're going to have open and honest communications. We're going to do some real talking. We're going to do some real investigating. And we're going to keep doing it for as long as necessary, for as long as it takes for everybody to get comfortable, for everybody to get to a space of, okay, you know, after maybe a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know how long. It may vary, but we gonna take our sweet damn time before you meet them kids. I don't know you. I need to know all of it. What's your communication style? Are you combative? Are you competitive? I need to know who you are before you touch down with them children. It's just that simple. Let's get these callers in here right now. The person who's been on the longest is Carl. Then we're going to Samantha from Culver City. Carl, Los Angeles. Let's go. LA in the building.
Hey, what up, Zo?
What's up, good brother? Talk to me, man.
This topic is very relevant with me. Just like yesterday's show, it was both of these very relevant. This situation, it's not exactly what the topic is, but I'm in a space where I'm trying to set boundaries for my kids, and I'm not able to do that. And pretty much last week there was a situation where my kid's mother's boyfriend was touching my daughter's face, and she lied and said that I said not to touch her face, which I 100% stand by her. I don't want nobody touching her face, but the mama called me, going off on me, talking about how dare you tell our daughter that and all this type of stuff.
So she was protecting the dude. Is that what you
pretty
said?
much she was? Yeah, like multiple things at the same time, going at me, and at the same time protecting him. She thought that I told my daughter to not let him do that, and I didn't even know that was a thing that was happening or not happening.
Wait, touching her face in what way? Like caressing her? Or like I need to know. Give me some more details, brother.
Okay, so I never got to talk to this dude yet. I'm in a space right now looking for legal representation, trying to figure out how to get some rights to my kids. But I sent her in after being with her for the day with some toys and with some food, and she was happy about the toys and stuff. So it seemed like he's in some type of competition with me. In a space in my daughter's life or whatever. So if she's sitting there eating her food, he's in her face talking to her, and he asked my daughter to describe what was happening, and she said he was like, with his thumb and with his pointing finger, kind of like caressing her cheek, kind of like something along those lines or whatever. But anything above the neck or anything in that way at all is like a red flag for me to be like, hey, keep a respectful boundary,
Let me just say this. What is the nature of the relationship between you and the mother of your daughter?
It's on 10. We don't get along. She's very verbally abusive. She's very volatile, and how can I put it? It's not good at all.
So let me just say this.
Talk cordially.
So let me just say this real quick. If the relationship between the mother and you are not good, and you feel like it's beyond the point of no return, then legal representation is important. But if you can salvage the relationship with her mother, because that's important too. Healthy relationships that, break down, break apart, where kids are involved, are still teams. You're still a team, right? Because we got a kid. So even though the intimate part of the relationship is over with, then the parental relationship is still intact. So if you can, if at all possible, you should try to mend that relationship with the mother so you guys can have a better kind of control over what's happening with your daughter. Because you guys are at odds, there's a wall put up, and it's kind of hard to know what's going on behind the scenes. And when you find out things, it's hard to vet it out as the truth because we don't know the dynamic of that particular relationship, her and the dude. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If I were you, I would do everything in my power to try to make it right with the woman so we can all be on the same page.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's that's the mode I've been on for years during the relationship and even after the relationship, trying to find some common ground.
Offer
and
counseling.
At the same time, maintain some respect.
Offer counseling. Say, I'll pay for it because we got to be right. We ain't got to be together. We don't have to be together, sister. But we are together as parents for the child. So don't do it for me. Do it for our baby. Let's go to therapy. Let's get some counseling. Dr. Shoshana Johnson, Dr. Shalonda Crawford, right? There's a lot of, come on, man. There's a lot of very, very talented therapists out here, brother. Let's sit down and heal this family. That's what you should be focused on. Brother, I appreciate the call, Carl. You brought Los Angeles in the building. Much respect, fam, and I hope everything works out. Samantha, you're my final call of the night. Glad you were able to call back.
Thank you. I want to thank all the callers, and I want to thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna just spit everything out that I can remember from when you first opened in the hour. We definitely got to teach our kids integrity and to tell on an adult, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to tattletale on the boyfriend, whoever's in the house. Because I think you were talking earlier about prevention. One of the preventive things that I found online years ago, because I've had this situation happen, long story short, online it said one of the best ways to prevent it, because you really can't to a certain extent, is to, like, let's say I met a dude. What I would do if I did bring the guy home, I would say, sweetheart, no one in this house touches anyone in this house, and you have to let that person know in front of your child that, hey, it's not okay to touch little girls, little boys, only mommy and daddy, however you spin it. But when you take that circle, your child's going to trust you that if we're in this circle and you said that in front of this stranger that you're, getting to know, or vice versa, male or female, it doesn't matter. They know that, okay, this is the rule. The rule is, guess what? I'm going to tell. So you've given the all parties there. Hey, somebody gonna tell on somebody, and guess what? It's okay to be a tattleteller, and that's in the black community. We snitches get stitches and all this other crap. But no, I teach kids tattletale, tell everything.
Tell it all.
We must tell it all. I'm not gonna be upset. I'm not gonna be mad. And if the dude got to go, the girl got to go. Everybody
They got to go. Samantha, we got to run now. You at the end of the show.
Yes,
we appreciate you from Culver City, Samantha. Broader City in the building. LA showed up tonight. I'll be back Monday with another slapper. Don't forget, the fire continues. Jill Monroe and her amazing RSVP show is up next. The fire continues. They still got a lot to talk about.
Sings a masterpiece that lives and dies unheard. For streams of passion. Some produced by two and curtains dancing on a maze on. The screams of passion. All I hear in my head echoing like a volcano, baby. The screams of passion.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. More than half of Americans believe President Biden's policies are